There we go. We're live. Now we're live. Bloody hell, it always does that, YouTube. Always does that. Anyway, we're live. We got a live episode. I don't know who heard that, but we're live. Live episode of Nintendo Nightcap. We've got loads of news. Loads of news indeed. Look, you can see that. You don't even want to see that, do you? That's not what you want to see. You want to see that. That's what you want to see. So, there we go. Welcome, 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 welcome. We got loads of news. You can see it right there. That's not the first story of the day. First story of the day is... Here we go. Take-Two CEO, a big believer in the Switch 2. Eat it, more Bane! Before we get started, though, I should say, by the way, my friends, by the way, here you go. Don't forget, we are giving away a Switch 2 on day one. Day one, launch day. We're doing a 24-hour stream, giving away a Switch 2. So if you want to be in with a chance of winning that, make sure you hit that like and subscribe and join us on day one for that 24-hour giveaway. But as I was saying earlier, we do have a bunch of stories today. Let me just say, hold on. Let me go to the right page though. You can see I'm playing Sea of Thieves right now. A good game. Sea of Stars, even good game. We got loads of stories. We got the CEO of Take-Two that will be, well, that he said he's a big believer in the Switch 2. What does that mean? Does that mean we're going to get GTA6? Big news also because another Take-Two game, Rockstar game, Red Dead Redemption 2, apparently looks as though it's coming to the Switch 2. I've only just seen that myself. We're going to read that together. We're going to go into the Diddy Kong redesign. We're going to go into the fact that analysts are saying the Switch 2 is going to be the fastest selling console of all time. And Nash Weedle, who I'm actually recording an interview with right after I finish this news segment, he has come out with the rumor that certain Wii U games will be having mouse control added to them when they're released later on, and one of those that's going to be coming out is Star Fox Zero. So you heard it here first. Well, you heard it with Nash Weedle first. Star Fox Zero mouse control. How's it going, Evie? So there you go, my friends. So the first story of the day, let's get straight into it. We got loads of stories to get through. Hold your questions until the end. We're going to go through all the comments. Let me know that you guys can actually hear me. Should have some music in the background as well. Hello. There's the music. There's the music. Right, so first story of this, click to it. Here we go. Take-Two CEO says he's a big believer in Nintendo Switch 2. A big believer in Nintendo Switch 2. And furthermore, let's read. This is via Nintendo Insider that says the Take-Two Interactive CEO Strauss Zelnick has shared that he is, quotations, a big believer in Nintendo Switch 2, stating that the third-party publisher has risen to the challenge. Let me lower that music a little bit. We don't want it to overpower my beautiful voice. Let's read that again. Here we go. Stating that the third-party publisher has risen to the challenge and opportunity. That has seen the publisher show early commitment to support the portable home console successor with 4 games, which are Civilization 7 on the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, Borderlands 4, NBA 2K, and WWE 2K. More than that, by the way, thank you so much for the likes already, my good friends. 86 is in the house, Tony K is in the house. We're going to go through all the news here, my good friends. So, aside from the fact that Take-Two is already committed to the Switch 2 with Civilization 7, Borderlands 4, NBA 2K, and WWE 2K, they go on. It goes, when the game business asked about his expectations for the Nintendo Switch 2, Zelnick, the CEO, responded by saying, "We feel really good about it, but it always remains to be seen." So, it means even though they're confident, they want to see how many Switch 2s are sold. We're offering more on-launch support than ever before for a Nintendo platform. We've announced 4 titles for the Switch 2. It remains to be seen how it does, but I'm a big believer. So we hit Nintendo Prime's in the house. Shut my face! Bro, gotta give all... Hold on. All the hand claps to Nintendo Prime. God bless you, my good friend. How are you, dude? I was sending a message to you because I'm going to be interviewing Nash Weedle right after I finish this live episode. And so if there's any questions anyone wants to ask, I know some people have already asked, but if anyone wants any questions put forward to Nash Weedle, the man in the know, it seems, I'm going to be asking straight after this. I'm going to record it and hopefully upload it. I'm recording it in Spanish. So like, I'm going to have to add up subtitles in English and then maybe do a second copy of the video and use an AI to dub it in English. I don't know what I'm going to do. But Nintendo Prime says, hold on, shame on me. Let me go back to the page because I can see it better there. Hold on, my friends. Hold on. Let me just go there. There we go. This is much better. Now I can see. So Nintendo Prime says, now Red Dead Redemption 2 is rumored coming, Take-Two is going all in. Exactly. We're going to get into that story in a second. Nintendo, make sure, by the way, if no one here is subscribed to Nintendo Prime, make sure you go and do that now. In fact, if someone can get me a link, I'm sure you all, there we go. We got it already there. Bane is the man. He's already got his link there. I was super happy. I got invited by Nintendo Prime to his podcast the other day, and we had a blast. It was such a good fun. We have to get him here on this channel. We have to get him on the channel. Definitely. So what do you think though, Nintendo Prime? What do you think, Nathan, about the chances this brings of GTA 6 to the Switch though? Does that raise the chances that we're going to get GTA? Oh, I would hope so. I hope so. Let me just hold on. Let me read on quickly, because I think he said other stuff as well. Let me just get rid of this a sec. Here you go. So yeah, so he's a big believer. You know, they've released some 4 games. We know of them already: NBA and Borderlands 4, and Civilization, and what was the other one? WWE, old time. You can tell how old I am. So 4 games already, but everyone here wants to know, as Nintendo Prime has just said, what about GTA 6 and what about Red Dead? Well, on Red Dead, we've got some information. We're going to go into that right now. Let's see how it finished off in this article. It says, after it was suggested that third-party games often find it harder to succeed on Nintendo platforms. This is a question I want to ask in my next podcast, because I feel like, should Nintendo do more? Should Nintendo do more in terms of pushing third-party games to the forefront? Should they be doing more in order to get Nintendo's core fan base to be more interested in third parties? Or is it just because in the past they've been coming out 1 or 2 years too late, and with full prices attached to those versions of the games? I feel I've had this discussion with a friend of the show. You guys all know Bidia 507, and I know we disagree on this, but I myself feel as though Nintendo, I feel, should try more, like really push them at the forefront. Like when they had like Witcher on the Switch, Doom, Wolfenstein, and they did push them, especially Witcher. I don't know if there was rumors that Nintendo was distributing Witcher. So I don't know if that's why they seem to push that game a lot more, but I feel like this is like, they've got such a good chance to get the best third-party support they've had since the Super Nintendo, which is massive. Oh my God, GTA is coming, but probably not until 2027. Oh, Nintendo Prime is a believer like me. Everyone's mocking me. I'm having fights with people on TikTok Prime for people mocking me, saying that there's no way GTA 6 can run on the Switch. I still remain, like, if it's running on the Series S, surely there's a chance, right? There's a chance it can run on the Switch 2. Of course, the Switch 2 is not as powerful, but it's got more RAM, it's got modern architecture, it's got DLSS. Surely, if it's running on the Series S, I mean, we have to see what state it's running on Series S, but surely there's a chance. Surely there's a chance. Right, so the article finished by saying, after it was suggested that third-party games often find it harder to succeed on Nintendo platforms, he added, this is the CEO of Take-Two, that is true. Historically, Nintendo has done a better and more supportive job with first-party titles, but I think they are aiming to change that. This is important. They are aiming to change that. And we have basically risen to the challenge and opportunity, and we'll see how it goes. We voted with our feet. Nintendo has asked us to be supportive, and we do believe we're doing that. Now we'll see what happens. So I take that to mean a couple of things. Firstly, they want to see right off the bat how the Switch 2 sales, right? Nintendo is estimating they're going to sell 15 million Switch 2s, which is about the same as the original Switch. Some people think that's being conservative, but Nintendo has pointed out the fact that the higher price point means they're not sure if they're going to be able to push more than that. I believe they're going to sell more. I believe they're going to sell in the region of around 20 million. And I think that's going to be basically really good news when they go back to their investors and say, hey, by the way, remember we said we were going to sell 15 million Switch 2s? Guess what? We actually sold 20 million. So on that front, I think Take-Two is going to be happy. I think Switch 2s will sell. The other side of that comment, right? We'll wait, see what happens. To me, means that they want to see how their games sell on a Nintendo platform. just like on the original Switch, right? They brought over BioShock. How did those BioShock games sell on the Switch? LA Noire. How well did LA Noire sell on Switch? How well did the GTA remasters sell on the Switch, right? They want to know how their games are going to sell with a Nintendo audience, right? That is paramount to them. So, and this is why I've been telling people, yo, go out and buy games like Cyberpunk, which is fully on the cartridge. Go and support that game so those games sell well, so that we get more third-party games in the future, because the tech is there. The tech is there, right, for third-party publishers to put their games on a Nintendo platform and have it be in parity with the other next-gen console. So there's no excuse on that front now. Now the audience has to go out there and buy. Now that doesn't mean that publishers can do an EA and release a FIFA missing, you know, what do you call it? You know, parts of the game, not having proper online. No, as long as they release a well-oiled, proper up-to-date port of a game, you know, fans will support. Bane says LA Noire was so good. Can't remember if it was on the Wii U. No, I don't think it wasn't on the Wii U. Just on the Switch. Just on the Switch. I have bought it. I still have not finished it though. So sorry, I just missed a comment there. Go on a second. Let's see who it's from. Give me a sec. I don't like to miss comments. You guys know me now. Hold on. Did you see my question from the interview? I did see your question. DG, I'm going swimming later, so I might not be here for the full stream. No problem, Mr. DG. No problem, Mr. DG. Right. So with that being said, right, what does that mean for GTA 6? Right, we did see Digital Foundry the other day. They took this question of whether GTA 6 could run on the Switch 2, and they didn't discard it fully. They didn't say like fully 100% no way can it, but they were pretty downbeat on the chances of it running on the Switch 2, right? They were pretty non-believing about it. But again, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see how that runs on the Series S, Xbox Series S, before we can see if there's some kind of leeway. I mean, like, I don't know what resolution it's running at. I read that it's not gonna be 60 frames on PS5 Pro, but is it gonna or PS, obviously the original PS5? Not 60, but is it gonna be 4K 30? How is it gonna run on the original PS5? Is it gonna be 1080 60, 1080 30? You know, like if they get it running 1080 on Series S, then you think on the Switch 2 they can play around with that resolution, right? They can bring it down to like 900. You know, and then if there's assets they can scale back, if they scale back ray tracing. I've never been that fussed about ray tracing myself, but we'll see what they do. Nelson's in the house. Nintendo Prime is commenting on your stream. I know, the good Nintendo Prime is the man. He invited me on his podcast, which I'm still super grateful for. It was such a fun podcast. I hope to be on there again soon. I hope to have you. I don't know if he's still in the chat, but I would love for him to be on our podcast. He's such a dude. Such a nice dude. Honestly, it was so much fun. So much fun. Right. So with that being said, we might not know about GTA 6 being on the Switch. Sorry, I'm just messing up. I've got like issue going on my phone here. We might not know about GTA 6 coming on, but what about Red Dead 2? Because this has just dropped right now. Hold on, my good friends. Let me just get this ready. Okay, so you guys can see that, right? Here we go. So apart from that, here we go. Red Dead Redemption 2. You guys can see that, right? Yeah, there we go. Super Mario Glitches in the house. Welcome, bro. There we go. Red Dead Redemption 2 coming to Switch 2 this year. Red Dead Redemption 2 coming this year, my friends. What are we talking about? So here's the rumor. That would be amazing. I've never played Red Dead 2. I always waited to see if it was going to be an impossible port on the Switch, and it wasn't, clearly. So it says Rockstar's open world Wild West action adventure game Red Dead Redemption 2 is reportedly coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 later this year, according to sources that spoke with Game Reactor. The sources also claim Red Dead Redemption 2 will be getting a next generation upgrade patch on PS5 and Xbox Series S and X. The patch will feature improved graphics and performance. Red Dead Redemption 2 first released on PlayStation 4 2018. The Rockstar parent company Take-Two does not plan to release multiple games on Nintendo Switch 2 this year. It does plan, and we know about these games. So we know that Take-Two is releasing Borderlands 4, Civilization 7, WWE 2K, and NBA 2K. Welcome, Isaac. I'm going to take all the questions at the end here. I'm going to be on for another 25 minutes maximum because I've got to prep my interview with Nash Weedle, who is going to be featured in a story coming up, in a very exciting story, actually. Very exciting leak. And here it just repeats what the CEO said about the Switch 2. We feel really good about it. And he's a big believer, but it remains to be seen. So all over the place here, we'll see that basically from the outgate, you know, from the start of the gates opening up, Take-Two are super in on the Switch 2. Like I said, 4 games announced already so far. Borderlands 4 being one of them. And apparently, it looks as though now Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be the 5th Take-Two game releasing on the Switch 2 this year. Now, don't forget, there was rumors that Nintendo would be showing off the games for the Switch 2 in like 3 waves, right? We saw the first wave, which was during the Direct. We saw mostly first-party games and some third-party games. And the second wave is believed to be happening in the same month it's released, in June. There's a heavily rumored Nintendo Direct for the same month of the Switch 2 releasing, and it's rumored that in that wave that will be concentrated almost fully on third-party games. Because you have to think, right? We don't know what Nintendo has in store for us in the holiday seasons, in Christmas, December. We don't know, so that's still to be revealed and confirmed. So this will be, as I said, the third game from Rockstar to be hitting the Switch 2. Right, other stories of the day. We did see also analyst. Booyah! I'll be talking about the Switch 2 being maybe the fastest selling machine, the fastest selling console of all time, and that comes via. I'm gonna show you that in a second. It's the guys over at DFC. It's the CEO of DFC who had this to say. First of all, let's just read quickly what Nesden said. GTA6 and Red Dead on Switch 2. I don't know about that one, but at this point sounds like wishful thinking for GTA6. Maybe Red Dead. Red Dead 2, I'm certain will appear. 100%. GTA6, I am more in the camp of, if the Switch 2 sells what people think it's going to sell, you know, like I'm more in the camp that it could come. I know Take-Two, Rockstar especially, you know, specifically as the developer, they are more in the camp of, you know, we've never really seen them port over a game that they couldn't get running and looking right really well, really good. Obviously the badly ported GTA trilogy we got last year or a couple of years ago, whenever it was, that was not ported over by them. Sketches of Harmony says, any... Oh, why can't I see? I can't see your whole question. Hold on a second, bro. Let me just catch your comment now. Give me a sec. Let me catch your comment because I don't want to miss it. Sketches Omni says, any studio that values gameplay over fidelity should have all their games on Switch 2. You don't need to be precious about hair and bottle condensation. 100%. 100%, bro. I don't know if that whole comment's going to fit. Oh, hold on. It might. Hold on. Because I want people to see that comment. Here we go. There's the comment. That 100% agree with this comment. Like I said before, if they have to change, you know, the type of hair that the characters have, if they have to make it, you know, so the geometry is like, you know, changed in some way so that we don't see the liquid moving, you know, in beer bottles, I'm fine with that. If they have to completely scale back ray tracing, I'm fine with that. I've never been fussed about ray tracing, I'll be honest. You know, if they can make the game look clean, right? Just clean. And they can get it running, you know, on the 30 FPS mark, then I'm fine with that. Absolutely, Sketches. Completely agree with you. Right, so let's quickly jump into this story here, which is, you guys can see it, right? You can, yeah. This is some analysts talking about how successful the Switch 2 is going to be. Where's the headline? The headline is... DFC Intelligence, Switch 2 is arguably the most important product launch in video game, as the US market will keep posting losses. Right, so here you go. So we scroll down, they are going off to say, these analysts, the Nintendo Switch 2 is arguably the most important product launch in video game history. Not only does DFC expect it to be the fastest selling console system ever, right? So these are what the analysts are saying. They expect the Switch 2 to be the fastest selling console system ever. but it has the potential to lift a video game industry that has been grappling with product delays, rising costs, and economic uncertainty. Let's not forget the PS5, following the Xbox, is about to get another price increase. Yesterday, the DFC CEO David Coles told Bloomberg that Grand Theft Auto 6 delay was a huge blow for the PlayStation 5. In this report, DFC extends that to the Xbox Series XS, explaining the game was expected to increase sales for both consoles. And this is where their dire predictions come in. DFC forecasts North American software sales will decline by 2%, while Europe software sales will stay flat. The only saving grace is the Switch 2. And the reason for that won't be its US launch, but Japan, because Nintendo regained popularity in Japan and they focused on that market more than the US. Japan could see a 25% rise in overall software sales. This will add up to 3% in growth for the industry this year. If DFC's prediction is correct, unfortunately, it highly likely means that layoffs will continue for the video game industry in the US and Europe. Japan has an appetite for foreign games, but they are still highly focused on domestic companies and franchises. They go on. DFC refers to the Switch as the key driver of the industry growth for 2025. They believe the Switch 2 demand could go as high as 20 million units, which is what I said, right? Nintendo is estimating 15 million units. I don't actually believe Nintendo believes that. What a bad phrase. I don't think Nintendo believes that they're going to sell 15 million. I think they, being an editor here, and my wife, Steffi Looting, she's in the house. Say hello. I think Nintendo's optimistic. I actually think Nintendo knows they're going to sell more than 15 million. But I think later on, when they sell 20 million, they're going to take that to investors and they're going to be like, God damn, you know, we outdid ourselves. We predicted 15 million, which is really good. 15 million is what the original Switch sold. The original Switch, which went on to sell 150 million so far, 152 million. So they're saying right now, we think the Switch 2 is going to sell the same as the Switch in the first year. But later on, when they sell 20 million, they're going to look super good. So it continues here. Where is it? Hold on. This will start. So it goes, DFC refers to the Switch 2 as the key driver of industry growth for 2025. They believe the Switch 2 demand could go as high as 20 million units, but Nintendo is unlikely to meet that demand. They do believe Nintendo will surpass their goal of 15 million and sell as much as 16 by the end of the financial year on March 2026. DFC also believes Nintendo can sell as much as 100 million units by 2029. God diggity damn, and 100 million is going to pass 100 million. Is it going to sell more than the original Switch? I don't really know. SRB Gaming is in the house. Welcome, SRB Gaming. How are you, my good friend? What do you make of all this news, bro? What do you make of the news of the Take-Two CEO saying he's bullish about the Switch 2? Does that mean GTA6 is coming? I don't know. He says hi. Hi to you, my friends. Red Dead 2 seems like it's coming also. Man, these analysts believe that the Switch 2 is going to sell 100 million by 2029. They believe it's going to be the highest selling console of all time, yo. So yeah, and then what else does it say? Meanwhile, the Switch 2, along with growth of mobile PC game devices, is redefining the landscape of the video game industry. Nintendo can no longer be considered as playing in its own separate space. I still think they do, because I don't think the Steam Deck audience is, threatening the Nintendo audience. I think they're two different audiences. I don't believe this. With the Switch 2, Nintendo is positioning itself as a central player in the broader console, PC, gaming ecosystem, which they followed Nintendo 1. Nintendo jumped on the hybrid console and now everyone's jumping on it. It's not like Nintendo's going into it late. They started the movement. The next few years could see Nintendo for the first time becoming the primary partner. Oh, here we go. There you go. The next few years could see Nintendo for the first time becoming the primary partner for the third-party games publishers. This dynamic evolution will shape the future of gaming. Basically, yes. Basically, what I've been saying, this could be the first time since the Super Nintendo that Nintendo has this amount of third-party support. We're talking about since 1992. So what does that mean? It means that with Xbox unable to sell consoles, I don't know what it is. Microsoft's got a deal there. Microsoft's gonna have to stop making machines and just make games for people. But you move Microsoft out the way, and it's just Sony and Nintendo, right? And if Nintendo starts continuously to outsell Sony, then they're going to be the primary partner. They're going to be the primary partner for third-party publishers. That's just going to be the way it is. We'll see. We'll see. There's, you know, so many things could happen. It's video games after all. So there you go. Very exciting times, my good friend. Very exciting times indeed. Just more analysts believing that basically the Nintendo Switch is gonna be very successful. So did I just? I thought I did something really stupid, but it's fine. So we do have another little mini story. I don't know who saw this. Let me just find the right thumbnail if I can. Give me a sec, my good friends. Here we go. Here, boom! Diddy Kong, yes, Diddy Kong did get a redesign. I didn't see their comments, but hi, Mr. I know Bane's here, but I think Editor's in the house. Also, Kuromiko's in the house, and Doctor Who. How's it going, friends? Hope you're all well. I'm just gonna go. I've got 15 more minutes before I go to prep for my interview with Nash Weedle. His story is coming up in a minute. But first, let me just find. I'm gonna have to go and Google for this because you can see right there. I don't know what the difference is, but give me a sec. Diddy Kong has gotten a redesign. Diddy Kong redesign. Hold on. There we go. Let's see if I can find it. Give me a sec. Right, I think there should be a comparison here. Yeah, I think the difference. I think it's a very slight difference, right? So let's go to the story. It's a very slight difference. I think maybe it's just the fact I think it's got teeth. I think so. I think this is the new design of Diddy, right? It's more subtle than Donkey Kong. I mean, I think there's a comparison here. There's Diddy Kong there, and that's not Tropical Freeze. That's Returns. Donkey Kong Returns, I believe. And then we can see here the new design. Basically, what it is that he's got teeth. You see there? He's just got teeth. I don't know if they've changed his eyes slightly, but he's got teeth. Diddy Kong's got teeth. You can see it here, there. That's the old one. Do they have a new one underneath? I don't know. I think that's it. But basically, as well as Donkey Kong getting a redesign, you can see Donkey Kong's redesign there. I'm growing on the Donkey Kong redesign myself. He can chew bananas now. Exactly. He's not an old man like a Benjamin Button. A young old chimp. So basically that's what they've done. They just slightly redesigned it, but it's more than that. The thing that's I'm intrigued about regarding the redesign, it means that they're obviously thinking about him, so it means all is lost. I think we thought, where the hell has been, has Diddy Kong been this whole time? He's not seemingly in Mario Kart, though there is some speculation that he might be a character later on. We haven't seen him in the trailer for Donkey Kong Bonanza. Although we have seen Cranky Kong. So maybe Diddy Kong is, in the game somewhere later on. Maybe he needs to be saved. I don't know. But the fact that they've gone through the trouble of redesigning him makes me think, okay, hopefully we'll see him in future games now. Because God damn it, we're going to have Cranky Kong, and we've seen not On Guard. We saw the ostrich. We got the ostrich's name, but we saw the ostrich in the Bonanza trailer or gameplay also. Tony K says Diddy now has teeth. And Donk still looks like Seth Rogen's Donk in the film. Yeah, he does. I'm growing to Donkey Kong's redesign. You can see it there. Although the one thing I don't like about, in fact, let's get the trailer up here. There's one thing about the trailer I'm not crazy about. Let's see if I can get it here. Hold on. And it's I think they've made him look quite silly. They've made him look a bit too silly for my. For my liking. I don't know if I can even get the stupid thing up here now. Give me a sec, guys. No, can I? Give me a second. Oh, here we go. 1 second, friends. So let me just get the trailer up. Donkey Kong Bonanza. All right. Let's have a look. See. Right. So you can see here. I'll leave it in the background so you guys can see. Let me just get rid of the volume. There's no volume. Yeah, when I saw Donkey Kong's redesign, they've made him look just really stupid. I tell you what I don't like. I don't like the fur. I don't like the texture of the fur in the game. And just so you know, Donkey Kong is my favorite franchise ever. My favorite ever franchise. But I'm not a massive lover of the fur. And some of the I like how expressive he is, but they've made him like really dumb, like ultra dumb. I don't know. Look, here we go. This is the reveal. I don't know how I feel about it. Like he looks cool there, I suppose, but the fur is not for me. And I don't know what people think about the game overall. The game, I keep going up and down. Sometimes I look at it and I really like it. Other times I just think it looks too much like Odyssey. And I wasn't a massive fan of Mario Odyssey. It wasn't my favorite Mario game at all. I'm hoping there's more to it than just bashing and ripping things up. I'm hoping there's much more variation in the gameplay. That's kind of what I'm worried about as well. And if anything, I'm hoping later on we get to see Diddy Kong and maybe Dixie Kong, and maybe they become playable characters also, but I'm not so sure at the moment. Not so sure at the moment. Right, let me just get ready for the next story so you guys can see it here. Because this is going to be quite an interesting one. Let's just get rid of that bad boy. Right, so the next story of the day, let me just get rid of this, is a rumor from industry insider Nash Weedle, who actually I'm literally going to be interviewing in 40 minutes. So if anyone here has got any questions for him regarding any Nintendo rumors, Switch 2 rumors, best thing I can say, make sure you put a comment below. Not, you can put it in the chat if you want, but make sure you leave a comment as soon as the stream is over so I can quickly take a snapshot of any questions anyone here wants asking for Nash Weedle. But he has put this on his X account earlier. He goes, rumor, I've got it translated. Adapted control taking advantage of the mouse mode that emulates some of the actions we did with the Wii U tablet. The change in gameplay would be automatic just by using the gesture to change the position of the Joy-Con. Star Fox, here we go, Star Fox Guard is also coming. Star Fox Guard or Star Fox Zero? It's Star Fox Zero, no? It's Star Fox Guard. Which one's Star Fox Guard? Anyway, so there you go. So apparently, you can see it there. Make that bigger. Booja, make it bigger. Yeah, we're gonna get like implementation of mouse implementation on Wii U games. So we're gonna get stuff like Star Fox seemingly coming over. So that's gonna be really cool. I don't know what other games on the Wii U could come over, but obviously they could implement this on Super Nintendo games, on N64 games. We had stuff on the N64 like Command and Conquer, StarCraft was on the N64. So you can see how they'll go back and implement mouse controls in older games, maybe some Mario Party games. I'm trying to think what other games they could, I suppose old shooters. I suppose they could add mouse control to like GoldenEye and Perfect Dark and stuff like that. So this is going to be really, really cool indeed. This is coming from Nash Weedle, as I say. I don't know what people think about that. Star Fox Zero jump scare. So I wasn't a fan of Star Fox Zero. I have to admit, Bane wasn't for me. And the fact that it was made by Platinum Games, I was so excited, but by the time it came out, it just wasn't my jam. But still, very exciting nonetheless. And as I said, I'm going to ask Mr. Nash Weedle about this specific rumor later on. We're also going to be talking about lots of rumors regarding games that might be coming to the Switch too. So stuff like Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed. What about future Bayonetta games? Stuff like this. So we're gonna really get into the Switch 2 rumors. So yeah, so there you go. There's another one. I don't know what people are saying underneath. It's all in Spanish. I can read it, but it'll take a while. Yeah, but nothing. I thought maybe he might be revealing some more information on the side, but he hasn't. But I'm going to ask him about later on anyway. So that's pretty exciting, as I say. Now, right, we are near the end of the video, but I'm going to go and have a quick scatter through all the other Switch 2 news of the day, because whilst I've been live here, I'm sure there's been other news as well. So let's take a quick... Oh, I didn't even mention this, yo! How could I forget? Killer Instinct 64 is being put on the NSO today. Check that bad boy out. Killer Instinct Gold, available for Switch Online. I haven't even downloaded it yet. I'm not really into fighting games myself, but this is one of the last ones that I ever played because it had solid fighting, obviously, but the soundtrack, yo. In fact, is there a trailer? Oh, we got to play the trailer. We got to play the trailer. Hold on, friends. Hold on, friends. Hold on, friends. I don't know if you guys can hear the music, but we'll play anyways. Check it out! Oh my lord. Yo. Oh, I should download this and stream it. That's what I should do. By the way, thanks. I've just seen the like. Thank you so much for all the likes, my good friends. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. And just lower the music. I can't Orchard. That's it, Orchard. Oh, I loved it, but I was so bad at this game. Kill It Instant Gold. Out today. So there you go. So that's out today. Very exciting. Nintendo's just continuing to drip feed us these games. I'm still waiting for Body Harvest, Space Station Silicon Valley. Give us WWF No Mercy. Give us No Mercy. We want some wrestling games. Right, what other news do we have today? Let's have a quick look. Let's have a look. Oh, here we go. I did see this. Nintendo announced 12 new games, 12 new Switch games that are getting free upgrades. Let's see. Where is it here? I just saw ARMS is one of them, right? Okay, so here we go. So ARMS apparently getting a free upgrade. Have a quick look. See, are these the games? No, so many adverts. ARMS and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet among Switch 2 free updates. I believe so. I guess it's these. Free updates coming June 5th. So here we go. We got Link's Awakening. What's it called? Echoes of Wisdom, Odyssey, Mario 3D World. What are the updates though? Let's see if there's some info underneath. Toad, Treasure Tracker, Mario Brothers Deluxe, the Pokemon games, ARMS, hell yeah, amongst others. So it says Nintendo talked a bit about the Switch 2 update options for existing Switch games after it announced the system, and now it shared more details. Oh, sorry, it shared more detailed information about the free patches for games like ARMS in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. All of the initially announced ones will be available on June 5th, the same day as the console. The extent of the upgrades varies for each title. Here we go. In the case of ARMS, the Switch 2 free update will be a bit more extensive. Nintendo noted there will be graphical optimizations and an improved frame rate. Let's go. It also noted that if the system is docked with support, with a supported TV, it will also display in HDR. Oh, that is sweet, my friends. ARMS. So ARMS is getting better frame rate, did I say better resolution? Yep, better graphical optimization and HDR. So that's well dandy. However, the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Switch 2 free updates are a little more subdued. Both versions of the games will visually look better and the frame rates will be improved. All right, we'll see. In some cases, we'll see the free updates. Here we go. In some cases, we'll see the free updates add game share support for the Switch 2. Big Brain Academy Brain versus Brain will feature online and local game chat, and 4 people could play its party mode. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker will let up to 2 people play every course via game chat locally or online. Well, that's cool. In addition to the new visual upgrades, and HDR support. Nice. So that's all for Treasure Tracker. 4 people can play Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics together with game chat, local and online sharing supported. Awesome. Both Super Mario Odyssey and Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury will look better and have HDR support. Game share multiplayer support is included as well as via game chat, with 2 being able to work together in the former and 4 in the latter. Yo, oh, this is getting me quite excited. You know the games? You guys have to let me know in the chat. What games do you want with future upgrades on the Switch 2? The games that I want are Doom Eternal, Wolfenstein, Witcher, Bayonetta 3, and Astral Chain. Astral Chain is beautiful. All I want is a 60 FPS mode. Bayonetta is 60 FPS, but that could do with a graphical upgrade because it struggles a lot when it's at 60 frames per second. But those games would be amazing. Right, we're near the end and I'm going to take everyone's comments and questions, right? Because I've got to leave soon. I've got to leave. So there you go. So that's cool. A bunch of games getting free updates on launch day. Don't forget, on launch day. Any big news? No, I don't think so. That might be the news for today. I can't be on too long. Yeah, so again, so we're seeing a lot of news breaking out for Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Switch 2. That is going to be so exciting. So exciting. Yeah, so I think we're up to date with all the rumors now. Now we're going to we've got 5 minutes for questions, so we're going to read them all very, very quickly. Yeah, so again, this is just Eurogamer saying Red Dead Redemption 2 reportedly set for Switch 2 as Take-Two boss praises Nintendo console. Yes, but they have to sell. These games have to sell, right? Like it goes both ways, right? Nintendo players have to buy these games, but publishers have to give reasons for Nintendo's audience to buy these games, right? You can't be releasing an old game at $70, $80, right? It has to come out with all the DLC, with a good price point. But going forward, like if we're gonna get the next Assassin's Creed, that has to come out same day and date. If we're gonna get the next Call of Duty, that has to come out the same day and date. There's, you know, the next FIFA, same day and date. The next whatever, you know, like these games have to start coming out day and date. Can't be like the Switch, which was amazing to get Doom and Doom Eternal, but we had to wait like over a year to get Doom Eternal, right? And you know, obviously Witcher was an older game. Amazing ports, I got all of them. But going forward now, Nintendo has to try and, you know, get publishers to start releasing these games day and date. And I think they're gonna have to, because they already know, right? They're not selling anything on Xbox at the moment, so you know. Anyway, so those are all the stories for today, my good friends. Let's see what questions people have. I'm gonna read them here. I'm gonna start highlighting them here. We've got 5 minutes before I get ready for my interview with Nash Guido. Right, so here we go. Bane says, make sure you guys can see it. Yeah, Killer Instinct looks way better than any Mortal Kombat trilogy games and better gameplay, in my opinion. Absolutely agree. I'm not a massive advocate for, like, you know, what would you call it? You know, fighting games, but I did really like, what's it called? Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo. I did play Tekken, the original Tekken on PlayStation 1, and I did play Mortal Kombat on the Super Nintendo, but I always far preferred Killer Instinct Gold. Sketcher says, nice to get those free update details. Need Brothership and Xenoblade. Oh, Xenoblade, of course. Starlink would be cool too. Yeah, absolutely. DG says, in reply to Sketches, I hope the Mario Rabbids games do too. Oh my God, yes. The Mario Rabbids games would be amazing. So they run at 30 FPS, I believe. They could get upgrades. Sketcher says, Astro Chain, Defo deserving for sure. Oh, Astro Chain is the best exclusive on the Switch. It's the best exclusive on the Switch. I don't care. Yes, people say, well, but what about Nintendo's games? I don't care. I would put it above Zelda. I would put it above Breath of the Wild. I would put it above Bayonetta 3. What else? I don't know. I'd put it above all of them. I was going to say Dying Light. Dying Light is my favorite game on the Switch, but that's not an exclusive. Here we go. Editor says, who I know is a massive fan of Red Dead 2. If Red Dead 2 comes to Switch, you must do a playthrough of it. I promise you right now here, Editor, if Red Dead 2 comes out on Switch, I will do a playthrough on day one it comes out. That is a promise. You can clip that. Promise. DG says, do you know when your next Multiplayer Mayhem? I do. I think it's going to be on Tuesday, DG. I do. It's going to be on Tuesday. Don't forget, if anyone's new here in the chat watching, yep, Switch 2 will be given away in our 24-hour stream on the launch of the Switch, assuming mine arrives on time. So far, it should be arriving on launch day. Here we go. Kingdom Hearts 4 for Switch 2. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm looking forward for, what's it called? What is that, that game kind of like Witcher, but it's not Magic. It's Kingdom Come Deliverance. Kingdom Come Deliverance is on the Switch, and that is an amazing port. Kingdom Come Deliverance on the Switch is an insane port, but I think hopefully we should get number 2 on the Switch too. Sketcher says, looking forward to Fumito Ueda's new game, hopefully day and date. When is it meant to be out, Sketchers? Cap. There we go. So I think we've caught up with all of our comments. Also, thank you to everyone who liked. I saw we had a subscriber. Thank you so much to everyone who subscribed. Let me go to the next page. Shame on you. Shame on me not saying goodbye properly. Give me one sec. Let me just. I've just got to move something. There we go. Oh, no, that was wrong. There we go. Okay, let me go across. Bam. There we go. Okay, booyah. Sketcher says, don't even know if there's a date yet. Actually, no. I don't know what other games I really want. I'm going to be buying. So just before I go, I will be doing during the 24-hour stream. Of course, I'm going to be doing Mario Kart World because, you know, hopefully some of our subscribers has the game and they can join in on the live stream. But I'm also going to be streaming Fast Fusion and Cyberpunk 100%. And I really want to get Split Fiction, but like I'm not rich. But if somehow I do get that on day one, then hopefully I can stream Split Fiction with my wife. with Stephanie, so that would be awesome as well. See you later, Mr. DG. So before everyone, don't just leave. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I say bye to everyone. So I can see everyone in the chat who tuned in today. So 86 is in the house. Oh, here we go. I'll be there if mine is here. Oh, we're gonna have 86 in the chat as well on the live stream. Hopefully, I Bagsy Cooper Trooper. I Bagsy Cooper Trooper. Oh, I'm gonna record everything over the Switch 2, Bane. Right, so I'm gonna leave because I've got 25 minutes to prepare for my interview, which hopefully I'm gonna edit tomorrow morning and hopefully to go up tomorrow. As I said, when this stream is over, if anyone has any questions that they want me to put forward to Nash Weedle, the Nintendo Insider, make sure you write it as a comment when this stream is over, and I will snapshot all of them and I will put them forward to him. So anyway, so let me just say bye to 86, to Bane, to DG, to Sketches, to Nintendo Prime. We got Nintendo Prime in the house today. I don't know if he's still there, but thank you so much for dropping by. My wife, Steffi Luton, was here as well. I think she said something. Hopefully we'll be better at split fiction than the other co-op, It Takes Two. We finished it though. It took us about 40 hours more than it was meant to, but we finished it. So thank you to our beautiful wife Steffi Luton and editor and Sketches. And Prime Tony K was in the house. He says, I feel you attack the fur effects in DK reminds me of a Sony game. End of joke. I don't know if he's still there, but 100% agree. 100% agree, Tony K. It's just, I don't like the fur. I don't like the fur. But anyway, thank you so much to Tony K for tuning in as well. Mr. G, thank you so much, Mr. G, for tuning in as well. Kuromiko, thank you so much. Neston joined in as well. Thank you so much, Neston. Let me just scroll up. Who else joined in? Isaac Smith, Super Mario Glitch. Thank you both so much for tuning in. My good friends, Nintendo Prime. There he is. What a dude. I think who else joined? Let me see. I think that's everyone. So I think I've got everyone ready now. So that's good. That's good. Let me just. Right, my friends. So yes. Oh, BDA507 is in the house. BDA, pero ya me voy, amigo mío. Te quería preguntar de un podcast, amigo, para este fin de semana, pero te mando mensaje. So everyone, BDA507 is in the house. I'm leaving now. See, I think he did this on purpose. I think he was waiting for me to leave to come in. But I'm gonna go and record this interview. BDR507. Make sure you subscribe to his channel as well. Super awesome Nintendo YouTuber. Right, my good friends. I'll see you all tomorrow. In any case, I should be live, and I'll also have hopefully my interview with Nash Weedle up as well. As I said, if anyone's got any questions you want to ask him, make sure you put it as a question, as a comment for this video when the stream is over. So until then, my good friends, have an awesome one, and I'll catch you later. Bye.